What's up, guys? We got one here from Alpha Male, Western women coming to terms with why passport bros exist. Let's get into it.
My first episode to young women and really talking to them about these are the options that are being presented to you. Less, take off more clothes, do the most to get attention, right? If you think that that's freedom, the idea that you have to wear less and the idea that you have to get naked to be heard, you really think that's a form of freedom? Because that's slavery, that's bondage. I didn't have to take off my clothes to be heard in society. And these women will realize that when you follow these people that are self-imposed feminists. I'm a feminist. I do this. I'm a feminist. You hear that word over and over and over again. You'll find that the majority of them are miserable. Look at their lives and ask yourself a question. Do you think they are happy? Do you feel good when you do what they do? Right? When you're constantly looking for a dopamine hit from social media because you took your clothes off and you want somebody in your comments, a thirst trap with your ass out, right? And you want someone in your comments going, "Oh, slay bae, you slayed the day, bae." Hashtag Tuesdays, am I right?
Yeah.
And you do this stuff for attention and you're devaluing yourself, and at the end of the day you don't actually feel good, and it's not going to bring you happiness, right? So yeah, you can get guys sliding in your DM, you can get guys telling you look good, you can get guys that want to sleep with you. How many of these people actually get guys that want to stay with you, right? That are not in somebody else's DM. The same way that you found him is the same way he's going to find somebody else, because we are increasingly becoming a part of a society that's ADHD. You want to know why our grandparents stayed together? Because they weren't looking at ass cheeks all day on Instagram and refreshing it and going, "Oh, well, that girl looks younger, that girl looks better, that girl's face tuned," and I think that is what these young women that they're following are telling them. You've got 13-year-olds getting lip injections, right? Because they want to look like Kylie Jenner. Again, not a shot to Kylie Jenner, but what society have we created that ever made Kylie Jenner feel like she had to go out and buy those lips, that she had to contour her entire face and change her entire body? She was already a beautiful little girl. So the society is ill. It's not normal, right? Don't let these people convince you that that's normal. That's cancer, and that cancer will become contagious to you if you accept that.
That's Candace Owens always spitting out some truth. I mean, she's right. And the irony of freedom being packaged in booty shorts and thirst trap. And ladies, if your definition of empowerment is involving fishing for validation with every selfie, you're not free. You're a digital peasant in a kingdom of Instagram clout. I mean, you're doing squats and bondage and not feminism. The truth is, Kylie Jenner's lips and contour aren't the real issue. It's the cultural cancer convincing women they need external validation to feel whole. A 2019 survey found that 40% of girls aged 13 to 17 felt social media made them look worse. Congratulations, society. You've made 13-year-olds insecure about not being Kylie Jenner.
A woman will never love you, especially never love you for you. A woman only loves your approval. Okay, a woman only desires to love and intimately chase your approval and your validation. The crucial point to this that majority of men do not understand is that a man's attraction and a man's love for a woman only grows in time spent. A woman's attraction and a woman's love for a man only grows in time apart. Therefore, it is never, and I mean never, in a man's best interest to spend lots of quality time with a woman. You're going to notice a decrease in desire, a decrease in attitude. She's going to be colder, ruder, and more masculine, and you're going to notice a decrease in sexual intimacy that she has for you.
Yeah, and here's the cold reality is a woman's love isn't about you, it's about what you do for her. You could bench press a car, or if her dopamine hit from your attention dwindles, you're yesterday's news. Men thrive on connections and women thrive on detachment. The more you're around, the quicker you morph into a roommate with benefit. A Harvard psychologist, Shirley Glass, found that women initiate roughly 70% of divorces. And quality time, I mean, yeah, that's our fast forward button to irreconcilable differences.
All right, ladies, I'm about to give you 3 reasons why men are walking away from dating and relationships. And I'm going to be honest, you're probably not going to like what I'm about to tell you, because I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So if you can't handle the truth, you might as well just scroll on past, because you're probably going to get a little bit upset. Ladies, for years now, you've all told men that you don't want them, don't need them, have no use for them. You've all declared that you don't need no man. That is, until you do. Then you all start asking, where did all the men go? Why are men ignoring me? Why don't men want anything to do with me? Which later turns into rage, anger, and bitterness at men for rejecting you, which then starts the cycle all over again. Men have seen this toxic insanity for decades now. They fully realize that bitches do indeed be crazy, and the best thing for any man, dare I say all men, is to avoid that craziness at all costs. Sorry, ladies, but men are done dealing with these little mind games y'all love to play and the ping-ponging back and forth. Thanks, but no thanks. You do you, and we'll just sit back and watch as you do. Y'all claim to be strong and independent. Well, now men have decided to let you just be that. Men have heard you and are saying, okie dokie, then by all means, you go do you and leave us the hell alone. Which leads me to yet another reason which occurs within that cycle of insanity that I just described. Specifically the part where y'all suddenly decide that you want or need a man in your life, but only if it's on your terms. Y'all have declared that you've raised your standards, which is really nothing more than you saying you want your cake and eat it too. And men, well, they don't even deserve to get the crumbs off your plate. Tell me, ladies, why do you all think men would have any interest in dealing with that kind of mindset? Oh, we all know that you say you're fighting for equality, to be equal partners in a relationship. Hell, I'm sure many of you actually believe it when you say it. But the reality we men know is that today's women are only seeking to maintain the status quo, where they get to be provided for while offering nothing, literally nothing of value in return. Oh, you all argue that you offer this, but what you don't seem to realize is that for 99% of you, this is about as valuable to men as that fine jewelry you find in a dollar store. For all your claims about wanting to have an equal relationship, the first and often only criteria y'all have is that the man be able to fund whatever lifestyle you deem yourself worthy of, even if said lifestyle is well out of the range of possibility for you and them. It's also why women who are at best mid think they deserve a perfect 10 man and will do anything and everything they can to get him, all while rejecting the good guys, the average guys who are more in their realm of possibility because, well, they simply aren't quite good enough. It's also why y'all have these lavish expectations of things like expensive dates from day one because, well, you are the table, and thus that's what you deserve. And on the off chance that you do manage to get that date with the Chad or Kyle, then you quickly find out he's only looking to pump and dump you. And then he's going to move on to his next conquest. Just like they've done to the woman before you, and the woman before that, and the one before that. I hate to break
Yeah, the classic men are trash loop-de-loop. Now, ladies, if you've been screaming, I don't need no man for years, don't be surprised when men take the hint and disappear like Houdini. Equality doesn't mean a man finances your luxury lifestyle while you bring good vibes to the table. Here's a fun stat. Women out-earn men in 22% of marriages, but still expect the guy to foot the bill. Strong and independent until the check arrives. I mean, that's not empowerment, that's entitlement.
Red flag number 7 is when she has guy friends. There's some rare scenarios where like a guy and a girl are old childhood friends and there's legitimately no sexual tension between them, but almost always when a guy and a girl are friends, there's some degree of sexual tension. And even if the girl's not interested in the guy, a lot of times the guy has been friend zoned and he's just like hanging around to see if he gets an opportunity down the line. And if you're talking to a girl and you notice that she regularly hangs out one-on-one or even just texts one-on-one with other guys, she likes the validation. Those guys are waiting to swoop in if they can.
And a lot of times, like, girls that have a lot of guy friends, they have one foot out the door in a relationship and they have like a lineup waiting for like, oh, if this relationship ends, it's okay because I have all these other guys that are interested in me.
And then she never even fully invests into the relationship with you in the first place. How many guy friends you got?
0, but I'm friends with a lot of your friends.
That's different though. Like, if I would want my girlfriend or my wife to be friends with my friends. It'd be weird if she wasn't.
I mean, if she has guy friends, that's translation's backup roster for when things don't work out. I mean, guys, if she's got a texting lineup longer than your work email, she's not investing in you, she's hedging her bets. There was a 2021 study by the University of Utah that found 62% of men in platonic friendships are secretly waiting for their moment. You know, if she's one-on-one with Chad from work, you're playing relationship roulette, and the house is always going to win.
to you ladies, but these Chads and Kyles, they aren't looking for relationships, and certainly not with women who are 3s, 4s, and 5s. Hell, not even the 7s, 8s, and 9s. And why should they, when they can have their pick of the litter and 10 after 10 is literally begging to be with them? And when those Chads use you and toss you aside, what do? You do the same thing all the bitter, rejected women do. You don't take accountability for constantly chasing those so-called bad boys. Oh, hell no, not a chance of that happening. Instead, y'all declare it's all men. All men are just like that Chad, the one that you threw yourselves out, who then turned around and hit and quit you. Those decent working guys, the ones you rejected as not good enough, not worthy enough, because they didn't meet your outrageous demands. Oh, wait, sorry, higher standards. Yeah, you then decide that they're just like those Chads. At least that's what you tell yourselves, rather than looking in the mirror and saying, it's my bad choices that led to this. Which leads to the third reason, and the one that is only going to keep growing. Men are done and walking away from dating, relationships, and marriage because there's literally no benefit, not a single one to them. It's become all risk and absolutely no reward. Not financially, not spiritually, not mentally, not emotionally, hell, in most cases, not even physically, if you catch my drift. Simply put, the return on investment isn't there. And guys have seen that. They've seen it for the reality that it is. Men have realized that the cost of expensive dates to try and woo a woman only for her to turn around and ghost him is an exercise in futility, especially considering that even if she doesn't play that ghost game at first, the chances are more than 80% of the time she's going to do so in the future. The corresponding risk of losing everything if things don't progress when she suddenly decides or gets convinced by her friends that she can do better is very real, and men know it.
Yeah, so ladies, let's talk about accountability. You chase Chad and Kyle's of the world and get burned and then blame all men for your poor life choices. How is that the everyday guy's fault? The bad boy who ghosted you isn't the everyday guy. He's just the one you let pump and dump because his jawline could cut glass. And meanwhile, the decent dude you ghosted, he's done playing your games. With divorce rates at 70% and women initiating most of them, why would men risk it? You're offering liabilities disguised as standards. Anyways, guys, the modern dating game is a dumpster fire. We always keep emphasizing that. Women are sold lies of empowerment by corporations peddling insecurities, and while men are checking out, tired of being treated as disposable ATMs. The collapse of the family unit, thanks to radical feminism and consumerism, has left both genders lost, angry, and miserable. Men are realizing the ROI of relationships is in the negative, and women, they're drowning in their own echo chamber of slay queen nonsense while wondering where the men went. I mean, solutions? Men, continue to focus on yourself, your finances, your health, your freedom. Women, maybe stop treating relationships like pyramid schemes where the men invest everything for a return that never comes. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video here. If you like what you've seen today, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below on what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.